Oh, and this is how we get down. What's good, everybody? Welcome. I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I hope it was safe. I hope you got to spend time with your families as I did, and I'll get into that coming up in the weekend rewind. But this is the start to our busiest day and the busiest week and the busiest month here at the brand. So, if you've never joined us, this is called Coaching Company. We are live every single weekday on the Stadium Network, available in over 100 million homes, Amazon Prime, DirecTV, YouTube TV, LG, even Roku is out there. If you know, you know. Now, today, we never stop. I sit in the seat all day long because you all have made our content can't freaking miss. Now, in addition to this morning show, we have a podcast right after, around 20 minutes to dive deeper into the topics of the day. However, when we get to 2 o'clock time, brand new radio show, channel 156. It's called Off the Ropes on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7. You guys have been killing our wrestling content because the Coach and Bro show that we taped Thursday, the Hulk Hogan episode, well, we have that show today at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It airs on Stadium on Wednesday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. That episode, over 27,000 views. We have almost reached the 20,000 subscriber mark. Almost 2 million views at that page because we grind. We do it the right way. And you guys come and you receive it, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So, we also have Best Bets. And I have a feeling we're going to have a great freaking week. We are knee deep in our NFL previews. We're looking at the schedule today, the games for the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Also, we have Weekend Rewind coming up and history made over the weekend. Indianapolis. We'll tell you what that is as well. However, the housekeeping is done. I need to feel good. Oh, do you hear that? You're damn right. The company is ready to come in. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's time to beat the books. Oh, look who I have today. Whoa. Sorry, I got something in my eye because the man in the middle screen. Who is that, ladies and gentlemen? Back from vacay with the women in his life and ready to go live from Memphis, Tennessee. DG, welcome back. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Good morning, guys. It's a nice little getaway, even though it was very, very busy with work. I felt like I was under a rock. Like getting back, talking to the guys over at Weekday Wagers, I was like, I don't know what happened in sports the last few days, but glad to be back here. I'm Jack, baby. It's Monday. Let's go.
I can feel that energy. By the way, your boy to your right, he really missed you. I was getting private text. Where's DG? I don't have anybody to bounce things off of. It's real. And by the way, we're going to be hanging out in the same place this week. And it could be, gentlemen, it could be very, very dangerous because the city that you never want me and Mikey P to be in at the same time. I'll give you 2 guesses, Big Chuck. 2 guesses on where me and Mikey P will be hanging out together this week.
I would say Chi-Town, but that may be too obvious. And you've already been to Nashville. Let's say maybe New Orleans or Houston.
Very, very good guesses. So set it up again. If there were 2 cities in the country where you would not want us to hang out, and they are very similar, what would those be? One more guess, Chuck? Nothing. DG?
Vegas? Is it Vegas?
Very close. Very close. Let's go other side of the country.
Atlantic City.
You're damn right. Atlantic City, New Jersey. We're coming. We're coming. EFL World Tournament Finals night number 1. Mikey P, me and you back together again. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, everyone. You talk about a dangerous time. It's not because we're going to be there. Thad Jean in the main event against Logan Storley, a former champion. I cannot wait for that fight. Jesus Pinedo is violence. I cannot wait for Friday, but it's Monday. Busiest day here at the brand. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go.
So am I. But you know who isn't ready to go? I just got this text message in real time, gentlemen. Allow me to read it to you. Getting ready to fly out. Jumping on an early flight. I'll land in Houston. It says I land around 6:30. If needed, and I have no travel hiccups, I can make it for the last word tonight. Nothing about Coach and company this morning. Any guesses on who that just came from, Mikey? You're shaking your head to guess.
I'm just going to throw some odds out there that it might be Raphael.
It is Raphael. He is back where he doesn't have to use WhatsApp anymore. He can actually use his real number. So that's kind of nice. So we'll see if he'll show up on our 4th show of the day tonight. But gentlemen, as you guys know, I get very, very curious when we get close to the month of August. Because that means football's almost here, and our picks have got to be fire. And we've got to be stacking the cash to get ready for the football season. So I need to know who wants all the smoke this morning. Who would like to lead the charge this morning? Oh, you're damn right. Back in the saddle. DG, big boy, start us off.
It's time. It's time to wake up. It's a 2+ walks parlay, Coach. And we're at
Let's
a
go.
plus 152 here. Go in the same game. We're going Spencer Strider, who is awesome. He strikes out a lot, but guess what he's doing right now? He's also walking a lot. 3+ walks in 5 of the last 6 games. And then we go to the old man. No, he's not yelling at clouds. Old man Rich Hill is on the mound, 45 years old. He had 2+ walks in his first game, which is the only game of this season that he's had so far. Both those guys paired up together, 2+ walks each at a 152. And then I'm going to go to the hot hitter in baseball, Nick Kurtz. 1+ RBI. It's at a plus 130. Both plus. Look at these plus plays. He's hitting 348 versus left-handed pitching. He's had an RBI in 8 of the last 10 games. This dude is on fire. Go ahead and load this up now for a cash ticket.
I have a feeling that Nick Kurtz, this will not be the only time that he shows up in today's episode of Coach and Company. Just a hint, just a hunch, just a gut feeling. DG, good start. Good start. All right. Mikey P with the red, white, and blue PFL hat on. Best bets. Go.
I'm going to piggyback off of the plus plays from DG because they're not plus plays, they're positive plays. And I am very positive that the Yankees will be terrible without Aaron Judge. So give me the Tampa Bay Rays today. First 5 innings. Listen, it's just this simple. The Yankees without Aaron Judge will have no offense. Cody Bellinger cannot carry this team on their back. They have a rookie, Cam Schlittler, on the mound. So give me the Yankees first 5. And then I'm going Mitch Keller. There's no audition like a trade deadline audition. And Mitch Keller for 5 or more Ks at a minus 115 against the San Francisco Giants. He has hit this in 3 of his 4 starts in July.
The trade deadline is when, Mikey P?
Thursday, July 31st.
July 31st on Thursday, which would mean Friday. We'll see a bunch of new dudes on a bunch of new teams. And then they still have that weird thing where you can still be traded in August. So we never know why they have the trade deadline in the first place.
That's it's the day my favorite player in baseball gets traded.
Who's
player
that?
To be named later.
yeah. Cash and a player to be named later. They're always huge stars, those players to be named later. All right. So, Chuck, looking at your Twitter or the X over the weekend, and I saw periodically cash ticket after cash ticket after cash ticket. Was it a good weekend for you as a whole?
Hey, it wasn't too bad, especially Saturday. You got to love the MLS. Then we had the Leeds Cup fixing to start up. So no complaints here. Big week ahead.
Well, let's get to it right now, big boy. What do you got today? Best bets. Let's go.
Little day soccer. We're going to go to Denmark in your favorite team, Midtjylland and Sonderjysk. And Midtjylland, they come in the middle of Europa League matches. They actually have leg 2 coming up later in the week. So I like the visitors to apply a little pressure in this spot and score that first half goal. Sonderjysk, first half team total over half a goal. They've actually scored 3 first half goals in their last 4 matches against this Midtjylland side. Plus, the auto play between these two, the both teams to score in over 2.5. This is actually cashed in 5 straight and 6 of their last 7. So, yeah, I like plenty of goals in this one.
even think about it. Just play it. Just play it. And if there ever was a day, guys, where I would want a little spelling bee with Soupy, today would be the day with Big Chuck. Today would be the day with Big Chuck. All right, we'll get that side hustle thrown up there a little bit later on, because right now, look who decided to ruin your flow, Chuck. I was getting ready to do a full screen. I was ready to go. We had the whole, and producer man just texted me, go, hey, Mark says he doesn't have time to wait for a QR code and he wants to go next. What would you think if that actually was the case, Chuck?
Oh, it's all good. I'm all here for a little teamwork. Yeah, makes the dream work.
Oh, Chuck, you know that didn't happen.
What? What? What?
No.
Switzerland.
Yeah, never wants to have any smoke. My goodness. All right, Mark, we are now down to, count them up, 29 shows until football starts. Where are we at on the football model? Is it ready yet? Are we still testing? What do we got?
The football model went 3-1 in the 4 games against the spread in the Canadian Football League. We have been absolutely killing it as we're getting ready for NFL. We are fired up and ready to roll.
I know you and your team are. All right, let's focus on today. What's the JTS play of the
play of the day, Coach, is a very special one. It's dedicated to my new buddy, John. So, John, this one's for you. We're going to start on the hardwood where we're taking Sabrina Ionescu of the New York Liberty to go over 4.5 rebounds. She's cleared this line in 3 straight games. And against Dallas, she's cashed the over in 7 of their last 8 matchups, averaging over 6 boards a game. She's active, aggressive, and the numbers love her to stay hot again tonight. And then we're going to go to the diamond, and we're going to take Baltimore's Jackson Holiday, and that's with 2 L's to get at least 1 hit. Holiday's been absolutely automatic. He's done over this in 14 of his last 17 games. And at home, he's done it in 7 of his last 8. He's got great plate discipline and rarely wastes at-bats. Put them both together for a plus 130. Just a Stat Sports play of the day, dedicated to my new buddy, John.
Okay. Scan the QR code. Use our code BTT30. We're going to give you 30 days for free. You can check out the entire site. You can learn what we already know. We're going to have this tool in our toolbox the entire year round. Real quick, who's this John that you're just throwing out there on national TV that there's a million Johns in the world? Why are we giving time to a random John?
This John is a 12-year-old young man who handled a very unfortunate situation Friday night at a concert with absolute grace and the most well-mannered kid I think I've ever run into at 12 years old. So that's why when I saw him perform, when I do what he did, I had to go up and say something to him and his parents. And I said that I would do this for him.
All right, very good. I mean, I can't really joke about that. I mean, you're taking all my vibe away from me right now. I mean, we talk about 12-year-old boy. I mean, Mikey's here right now. Mikey's here right now.
I said the coolest 12-year-old boy.
Oh, wow.
Jokes on you, Mark. I'm 13 and a half. Thank you very much.
We're the same height.
Okay, the same height.
All right. Well, shout out to John then. Shout out to John from the whole.
And I know he and his parents are watching this morning, so hello.
What up, parents? I'm glad the parents are watching too. We're having a 12-year-old boy watching it's not just a betting show. We're a sports show.
Right.
I hate when people say we're a sports betting show. We're not. We do a lot of things. Oh my God, I almost got real petty real fast. All right, gentlemen, well done. Well done. All right, we're just getting started here on a Monday. It's a busy Monday. As I told you, we've got Off the Ropes. We've got Coaching Bro. We've got The Last Word. We got PFL on Friday. So where do we go next? Well, we're looking back at the Weekend Rewind, one of the biggest topics, according to my guys that caught their fancy. Also, our countdown to the NFL season continues. We're looking at the schedule for the defending reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, and then a history-making performance in Indy. It's Coaching Company Live, as always, right here on stage.
If you didn't experience Hulk Hogan 40 years ago like we did, you have zero idea of the impact this guy had. We lived through it. I lived through it. Coach lived through it. We know the impact he had. I worked with Rock. I worked with Austin. The impact Hogan had during his time was tenfold. There's no question about it. And think about that, Coach. Think about, you've got the biggest baby face in the history of professional wrestling. Now he's going to take the chance of turning heel. That's a chance that can totally backfire. And he doesn't have to do it, Coach. He
didn't have to. No.
Yeah, exactly. He could have said he could have said, that doesn't work for me, brother. But he knew. If I want to be relevant, I need to evolve. And that's what he did. And he became just as big as heel as he was a babyface. And think about that, Coach. How many people can really, really accomplish that at his level?
Oh, at that level, I mean, you're counting on one hand, if even that many. And the thing about it, if I'm a young talent, I'm looking back at character development. How do I get myself over? We talked about it with Seth Rollins when he turns heel, and then they left his music the same for a week or two. Those little things matter. When Hulk turned heel, everything was different. The look, the black, whiskers, and the shirt, all of that fun yellow, red, that was gone. That was on purpose, and it worked because when you looked at him, he looked like a bad guy from a movie. He did. And that's what he... You can see that entire episode right now on our BTT YouTube page. As I mentioned, over 27,000 views so far. It's a full hour looking back on the good and the not so good of the life of Hulk Hogan, who passed away at the end of last week at the age of 71. So again, the Coach and Bro Show, also a live recording today at 5 p.m. Eastern time. I encourage you to tune in for that. All right, it's just about time for a little weekend rewind. We are back live on the Stadium Network in just 5 seconds. All right, everybody, welcome back. I am the Coach. This is Coach and Company on a glorious Monday, the last Monday in the month of July before we really start to get serious again. I'll be honest with you, it's been a fun summer personally, but professionally, I got to say I'm ready for football. Are all of you? I'm ready for college football. Are all of you? I think you are. But there's still a lot of fun things that are going on around the sports world. And this weekend was no different. So it's time for the little weekend rewind. Every time I see that guy with the and the Jags chain around it, I just think of Mark at a NFL game. I feel like that's what he would do. Like a little bit of the hair coming out of the tank. All right. I love making fun of Mark when he's not here to defend himself. All right, gentlemen. A lot of sports going on around the world this weekend. Mine's going to be a little bit different, but I'm not going to do mine first. We're going to start with a league that can't seem to get out of their own way. Mikey P, big boy, coming over to you. Where are you going today, sir?
I'm going to start with the Dallas Cowboys. Welcome back, DG. Your very incompetent favorite franchise is still incompetent. Over the weekend, Cowboys fans are chanting, "Pay Micah." And 900-year-old owner Jerry Jones said, "Oh, I heard the fans." But that wasn't as nearly as loud as the "Pay CD Lamb" chants last year. Stop talking. And then to double down, Stephen Jones comes out and says, "Mike, we want to pay Micah, but Micah has to want to get paid." Every single person walking God's green earth wants to get paid. What are you talking about? This is one of the best edge rushers, pass rushers, defensive players in the league. And you guys are putting your foot in your mouth. You're showing your rear end. And nothing says welcome back to the NFL season like the Cowboys being a massive joke.
I had to let that breathe for a second so we could take it right out of the show and post it on social media. It was that good. By the way, did you guys see all the... DG, you didn't like that at all? You shaking your head?
Yeah, so I was over here just thinking about what we should do with Mikey. So I asked the Magic 8 Ball. I was like, "Hey, Magic 8 Ball,
okay.
What should we do with Mikey?" And it says, "Get rid of him." That's what we should do. I didn't know that was even possible, Mike. Come on.
Oh, hating on those Cowboys. By the way, did we see all the memes about what headline was Micah Parsons when he sees that Jake Ferguson got his bag? If Jake Ferguson is getting his bag and you're Micah Parsons and you know you are 10 times the star that Jake Ferguson is, and I like Jake Ferguson as a player, but he's not Micah Parsons. Come on. What are we doing? Now,
He's
if
only
you
the 7th highest paid tight end. Okay.
are you going to ruin my flow again?
No, that was it. I had to get that out there, though.
Understood. Respect. All right. Now, if you guys noticed, I called the Cowboys a league because they are in a league all to their own when it comes to this nasty stuff that's going on, this nonsense. But there's another league that really can't seem to get out of their own way. Big Chuck, where are you today, sir?
Let's talk about the MLS in the news that come down Friday, a little bit shortly after we did Footy Friday, that they were going to suspend Mr. Lionel Messi for not participating in the All-Star game. They were going to suspend him for the match versus FC Cincinnati, even though Messi and Inter Miami believed that there would be no punishment. That having him healthy for the Leagues Cup and the remainder of the season was more important than a 20-30 minute exhibition. Now, they've already taken away his bodyguard. At what point does the league finally burn their bridge with the golden goose that is Lionel Messi?
Why are they not allowing his security guard on the field anymore? He's a $60 million player. You got to protect your golden goose, and you're going to make old boy sit up in the stands? Good job, Big Chuck. MLS can't get their own way. All right, I'm going to go next. And I realized over the weekend, it's true what they say. Everybody's got a price. You know what I mean? Like when you have a son who is 14 years of age and he's got a big season summer ending golf tournament and he says, "Hey, Dad, they're allowing caddies. Would you be my caddy?" Son, I would love to. It would be an honor. Get to watch you up close to see how good he's become. And I said, you know what? How about a little financial incentive? How about $20 birdies, $3 pars? Little did I know that he would decide that Sunday was the day he would have his best competitive round of his young life. $127 that round cost me on top of the entry fee because my son went out 5 birdies, a bunch of pars, tied for the best round of the entire day, finished in 6th because it's a 2-day tournament. And he was elated as he's grabbing my wallet as we're driving back home. So I had to take a little solace because part of the reason, and I said, do I get my 10%? As most normal professional caddies do. Because I said, without me, son, you would have been 12 shots higher. I was the reason. And he looked right at me, Dad. He looked right at me and he said, "Dad, you have been relieved of your duties." My caddy career lasted all of 2 days and $127. And when threatened, said talent relieved me of my duties. So I ask you, gentlemen, if your son fired you after 2 days, how would you react to that? What would you, anyone?
I'd ask for my money back first. That's the first thing I'm going with because $127 isn't light. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have a stern talking to when we get home.
He took $140 out of my wallet.
Oh,
100 and 220s. And he goes, "Dad, don't even worry about it. I'll get you change." You'll get me change. You'll get me change. But all kidding aside, when you watch golf up close, like you're standing right next to him, you're pulling the club. I took it very serious. I was a great caddy. I mean, I'm not Joe LaCava. I'm not, caddying Tiger Woods, but I'm a damn good caddy. But to watch like little kids, I mean, the winning score, it was 200 par. These are kids. They're 14 and 13 years of age. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And to have one of them it's just awesome. It's just awesome. Even though I'm now unemployed in my caddying career. right, DG, got to come over to you, big boy, because as I look at my notes, I know that there has been a story that's been under the radar just a little bit when it comes to baseball. What do you got today?
Yeah, so Nick Kurtz of the homeless Oakland Sacramento Athletics, he has been one of the best players in baseball this season, and he is probably the hottest hitter currently. He's on a 13-game hitting streak. He's hitting 429 in the month of July, and I think this guy is just getting started. But on Friday night, he had a 6-for-6 game with 4 home runs. He added a double, a single, 8 RBIs, and 6 runs, all in just one game. That is a night, that is a week for a lot of people, and that would be honestly a successful week. He followed up the next night with a couple more hits. This guy is the real deal, and you look at his betting odds in the American League Rookie of the Year. Yeah, it used to be minus 120, minus 250. Now it's minus 1,800 because this guy is just on the start of what he could become, a superstar in Major League Baseball.
He opened the season at 80-1.
Oh, my God.
80-1 if you would have had Nick Kurtz. June 24th, you could still have got him at 14-1. Is that right? Yeah, 14-1. Then July 7th plus 600. Then it's just been going down, down, down. Now, if you're going to do thousands, what do they call that? A long-term investment? I guess it would have to be. Real quick, one other thing that happened over the weekend, kind of funny. And Mike, you've been all over this story. There were 5 different players inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. One of those being the first Japanese-born player in Ichiro Suzuki. And there's some idiot writer out there who still has a vote that did not vote him, so he was one short of unanimous. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
But Ichiro at first was going to be a very giving individual. Then apparently Sunday snatched it right back. What's that story, Mikey?
Yeah, after the votes came out, Ichiro said he was going to invite the one voter to dinner. And then yesterday during the Baseball Hall of Fame induction ceremony, he withdrew that offer and said, no soup for you, sir. You are done. And Ichiro, listen, this is a world-class player, obviously Hall of Fame talent, and just one of the good guys in baseball. And when he has to take a shot at somebody, that's everything that is wrong with baseball, everything that's wrong with the Baseball Hall of Fame.
DG, how do we have writers still that put their personal whatever ahead of? Sometimes you got to write, I'm not going to vote because I want to be that guy. I want to be the one that stands out. We've seen it so many times, and I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, everybody wants to, I guess, make it okay because I knew that Ichiro was going to get into the Hall of Fame, but it's not okay. You're one of the best players that should get into the Hall of Fame. And if everyone gets your vote, that just means that they're very deserving. But I looked at a stat and it blew me away that everybody that has 3,000 or more hits by the age of 26 had 500 or more hits. He had 0 at the age of 26 in Major League Baseball, and he went on to have over 3,000 hits. Ichiro was the real deal.
He was the real deal. And he also, when you think about that number, that should automatically get your vote. And all these Japanese players that had these huge careers before they even come over here, it's absolutely bananas because we act like it didn't exist. Like those games didn't exist, and they absolutely did. All right, gentlemen, well done on the Weekend Rewind. Now, we're about halfway home. Still to come on the other side. Our NFL schedule continues. We're breaking down this week 5 of the top teams in the NFC. And we start with the undisputed Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. And we're going to show you exactly why the NFL makes it very, very difficult for you to repeat as a Super Bowl champion. Wait until you see this schedule the Eagles have to play this year. Then also,
and look at the height and look how long he's staying up there, and it's still flying, and it's gone miles. Look at just the intensity. Here we go, Red Baron and Snoopy, and yes! Oh my God! He's riding it high. Wonderful speed. Oh yeah, wonderful. Off they go then. Let's have a look at it. This should go a long way. Oh no, it's not. pilot, Brittany. And there's the launch vehicle at the bottom. Oh, it hasn't come off the air. And off we go. It's starting to go already. It's gone off the edge. The full 360 and straight. Here's the launch. Oh, it's gone stiff. Oh, it's gone already. It's gone already. It's Gorty second on.
All right, that was amazing. And Mike P, I'm going to go to you first on that because I love the Red Bull games just personally. But one, I'm curious, what would you do to somehow see how far you can get a plane? Do you have any ideas yet?
No, because I would want to entertain the masses. I know my calling in entertainment, right? So I'm going right off and right in the water, and you guys are welcome. I highlight for life.
Chuck, there's got to be some thinking here because I saw that one guy. He caught a little bit and then caught the wind and kept going. So I know you're a deep thinker here. So how are we building our airplane for the Red Bull games?
I definitely creative, even for what they come up with. I was kind of looking at that as well. If you want to have more weight in the back or in the how you would want to position yourself. So yeah, I'm always intrigued what they come up, even the events they come up with, much less pulling them off.
It's crazy. I think of those and one, there's zero chance that I'm doing it because one, I'm scared of heights and I'm kind of a weenie at that. But I think that we could figure out something between us. Maybe we get into the Red Bull games with Coaching Company. We'll see. We're talking all Eagles to get back right here at Coaching Company. All right, we are back. And yes, this is Coaching Company. I am hosting as of right now. I am Daniel Greer. Coach will be with us very shortly, but we're discussing some future looks as we talk about the NFL as we lead up to it. But we're talking today about the Philadelphia Eagles. And so let's go ahead and take a look at how they look on their upcoming schedule. All right, we are betting the future. I like it. I didn't know we did it. I was off last week. Okay, so give me a little bit of a pass, but we do have the looks here, and the Eagles matchup opening night up against the Cowboys. It's a -7 already, and I verify that all these numbers are correct. So, Mikey, let's start with you, good sir. Coach is back.
Whoa! Can you all hear me now?
We can finally.
Thank you. Finally.
Yeah. I mean, I just couldn't listen to that any longer. Thank you, though, DG. We appreciate that. All right, so we're talking about the Eagles. They obviously defending champions, and you guys know how much I hate Nick Sirianni. So I'm going to try to be as positive as I can possibly be. And Mikey, it's where we're going to go anyway. The fact that the NFL gave the Eagles not necessarily the best game they could have on a Thursday, but how about starting with your biggest rival? I love it. What about you?
I do love this matchup. I don't necessarily know that I love the number because as soon as the Cowboys and Eagles step on the regular season football field, I do believe all the contract situations will be kind of figured out for Dallas. And they have talent. I'll give them that. More than DG hosting for Coach on an emergency role, but Dallas does have talent. And so I look at the Philadelphia Eagles. This is not going to be an easy opening night in the NFL. You talk about how many Super Bowl champions have lost as much as the Eagles have in one offseason in recent history. And I think this is going to be a tough fight opening week.
It's always tough, DG, when you play your biggest rival, who admittedly does have talent, on the night where you're going to get your ring. There's going to be the long ceremony. It's going to be all the stuff. It's probably starting an hour before the game, I would imagine. And so by the time you get to the game, sometimes you can have that energy dump that every athlete goes through on these nights where you get your rings and you celebrate the championship. Would you rather have it a different way or maybe do it? I don't know. But to me, this is a scary and land a touchdown.
Yeah, that big -7 is huge. And These prices are crazy there in Philly for opening night. Go ahead and get them at Ticketmaster, one of our partners. But if you're looking at this, man, I love that -7 number because I don't believe that the Cowboys are great. But if I had to say, I think the Eagles are overrated. I know I said it a lot last year. I think that this team is a little overrated. I think they got hot at the right and the perfect time, and they just kind of rose Saquon Barkley to a championship. But I -7. Give me the hook on our side. Finally, we get a little bit of favor with the books.
I love buying that half a point whenever it's on a 3 or a 7. I completely buy into that. I know some sharps say it doesn't matter. It feels a lot bigger to me at 7.5 than it does at 7. Real quick, as DG said, we are officially an affiliate partner of Ticketmaster. So as we get into the year, if you want to buy any of your tickets to anything, do it through the show. It'll really help us grow. Big Chuck, coming over to you, because not only did they have a tough week 1, but at least you get 10 days off until Sunday, September 14th. It's not a night game. It's not a Sunday night game. It's not Monday. It's not Thursday. It's a 4:25 game on a Sunday as a Super Bowl rematch. And right now, because it is in Kansas City, the Chiefs are a 1.5-point favorite. Should they be?
I think they should. This will definitely be the revenge spot. And then going back to week 1, definitely like the Cowboys there. I was dumbfounded to see they were catching 7, especially you always want to fade through those Super Bowl ceremonies. But I definitely like the Chiefs. You know, they had this game circled. And this could be a potential look ahead for the Eagles also, knowing that they have to go face the Chiefs. But I think that they should be favored just based off home field advantage. 1.5 seems about right. You'd probably want to look at the money line, but I'm looking at this, the Eagles could actually end after 2 weeks be 0-2.
I could have literally put up, and I agree with you, Charles, absolutely. I could have put up, as I was looking for 5 different games I wanted to focus on, I could look at the first 5, Mikey, and the first 5 games are all playoff teams from a year ago. I mean, we see Cowboys, we see the Chiefs, but then it's the Rams, it's Tampa, it's Denver. So if they come out and they're 0-2 before they even get to the other 3 I showed, now I think you're going to start to see some dissension, because I saw the other day and heard a big radio show coming out of Philadelphia as I was doing my research. It's a novel concept. And they were talking about how Nick Sirianni, there locally, is not as revered as maybe other head coaches because he doesn't call the offense and he doesn't call the defense. So when you get involved in big games like this, Mikey, he's got to be a head coach above all else. And that means getting your team ready. Is this too big of a mountain to climb for the Eagles early in the season?
I honestly think so, and I'm going to go back to what I said to start the week 1 conversation. They lost so many pieces on defense. Vic Fangio, all credit to him last year. The Super Bowl performance the Eagles put on against the Kansas City Chiefs, it was respectable. That defense won them that game. Listen, Nick Sirianni, I'm with you, Coach. I do not like him as a head coach. I hate the fact that Big is on the sidelines for the Philadelphia Eagles. But case in point, with those first 5 games, if you come out 2-3, I would really start looking in the rear view and seeing Dallas and seeing Washington, not just coming for the top team in the division, but likely to bounce you from the playoffs. I don't know how many Super Bowl champions lost as much as the Eagles have. Offensive coordinator is gone in Kellen Moore. They lost several rushers, veteran defensive players. I do not like the start of this Eagles schedule. In week 11, for me, Coach, that's the game of the year for the Philadelphia Eagles. They're either in it or they're out of it come week 11.
So let's go back a week before we get to week 11, and that is at Green Bay coming out of the bye, DG. And then they're home to Detroit on Sunday night, and then they go to Dallas the next week. So that week 10 and week 11 absolutely are going to be pivotal.
Yeah, if you remember, like everybody that finishes first, they play the other division that they're matched up with year. They play the hardest options and throughout the different matchups. So that's why they have the 3rd hardest schedule in the entire league. You're going against a Green Bay team that is really good. Like, I think they're sneaky good, and I think they're very underrated. I don't love Jordan Love and per se, but I think he's a good enough quarterback. But I just think that, you know, as Mikey's talking about all the defensive players that they've lost, I look at the offensive side, and Jalen Hurts, I still am not a believer in him. Saquon Barkley was amazing, and I look at him as being the catalyst to this team. So if he can't go, these matchups, they keep coming back week after week after week. A lot of that's going to eat you up on, just your health in general. And so I think having a hard schedule like they have is going to be tough for them to be able to repeat.
It really is. And I actually like how the NFL does the schedule. It highlights how great some players are. Like Tom Brady had to live through this for 20 years, and he still won 7 titles. This whole first place schedule thing. And Chuck, as I look at it, I could have picked 12 games. That's how hard the schedule is. And if you get all the way down to the end, that Buffalo game we have on the screen, that is sandwiched by a game in week 16, TBD, at Washington, and then week 18, Sunday, 1 o'clock, at home against Washington. So if they get to the end of the year, Washington, they were a playoff team a year ago. There is no lapse in this entire schedule for the Eagles. And if they get to week 16 and all of a sudden they're, what would that be, 14 games? Let's say they're 8-6 or 9-5, and you got in with those 3 games, including Josh Allen and the Bills, that's going to be a tough hill to sled on.
Just a crazy schedule. The more I looked at it, they get the AFC West, the NFC North, out of division. They get Bills, Buccaneers, Rams, plus in division Cowboys and the Commanders. But yeah, the very end is just as brutal as the beginning. I don't see any let off except for the 2 games that they have to face the Giants.
The only thing I would look at is, I don't know if you guys look at it this way when you handicap your games, but Mikey, I always look at the games that are primetime that throw the schedule a little bit off. Look at how much you go from Thursday, get the 10 days off, or go from Sunday, play on Thursday. Those things really matter to me because a team like Philadelphia understands with a much improved NFC, at least in my opinion, they need to try to go for that number 1 seed. So at some point, if you get 3 or 4 losses and you realize you're not going to get it, now you got to factor in what else matters to you. And right now, when you're a defending Super Bowl champion, normally you get more primetime games than everybody else. Mikey, do you factor that in at all?
Yeah, absolutely. Factor in your offensive flow because as smart analysts like yourself, Coach, said, Saquon Barkley, fantastic season, a remarkable season last year. But when you have that, where is everyone going this season? They are going to focus on Saquon Barkley. So to give him some credit, finally, DG mentioned Jalen Hurts, who I'm also not high on. He's going to have to step up. And if you're running the ball on a Thursday night 30 times, and then you have to come back early Sunday the next week, you can't keep running Saquon. The wheels are going to fall off.
It's absolutely true. And DG, I'll let you close this discussion today on the Eagles. They have to figure out, and this is where Nick Sirianni as a head coach has got to step in and say to the offensive coordinator, you're going to do it this way. Because Saquon, he's clearly shown he doesn't care about the records. He doesn't care about a rushing record. He cares about winning. So you got to make sure you're taking care of him through all of these big games throughout the season.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley is an absolute beast. I think he understands that, but at some point, they game plan against that. Can you beat them by the long ball? Everybody forgets about Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. They had their little issues throughout the season. We saw A.J. Brown reading his book on the sideline. Does that rear its head when sometimes you get off to a slow start and you start having those personalities and those egos start clashing? And so I think there's a little bit more behind the scenes that I'm curious about if it actually comes to fruition. But we'll see. I think this Eagle team has a very, very tough schedule this year.
That book, by the way, became a bestseller the week right after that was shown on TV. Are you kidding me with this marketing stuff? Maybe I should write a book. Send it to A.J. Brown, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce with his new haircut. All right, still to come. History made yesterday at the Brickyard. What was it? And does it mean anything in the whole scheme of things? It's Coach and Company Live right here on Stadium. All right. So I think we're not loaded right. So can you guys see me and I can see you? Yes.
Yes, sir.
We should call this a Tech Monday. This is always the time. This has happened like 4 years in a row. Whenever platforms are doing updates, they choose the end of July and the beginning of August to do the updates because they know there's not much going on and you've got to be ready before the football season. So this is like 4 or 5 years in a row I've had to deal with this. And the only thing that I get out of it is the enjoyment of knowing that producer man is losing his mind right now. And that, as we all know, is something that we can all enjoy together. Yes, DG?
Yeah, I love it because I know he's we can't see him currently right now, and you never will, but I love it when there's the frantic waving of the arms, like nothing, we don't have anything. Those are my favorite things because producer man losing his mind, it makes my day. I know it doesn't his, but it makes my day.
I call it the Jey Uso when he's in the screen doing this. Go, 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 go. Yeet. Oh my God. By the way, has anybody seen ticket prices for SummerSlam? They are plummeting off the cliff. They were $8,000-$9,000 to go to SummerSlam. And they may have overplayed their hand just a little bit. If only we had a wrestling show to discuss it. Oh, wait. We have 3 later today. 2 to 4 Eastern Time, channel 156. By the way, I've not heard any of you guys call in to my radio show yet. That needs to change. And then, of course, Coach and Bro today at 5 Eastern. Then, of course, the last word tonight. We're back live right now in 5 seconds. Let's go. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Coach and Company live here on the Stadium Network. If you miss any of the morning show, you can catch us on demand on our Coach and Company YouTube page. While you are there, hit that subscribe button. We are getting very, very close to a threshold that we need to be at in order to do more content and have all of our brands completely separated. Our wrestling brand over here, and then our sports brand over here, which also includes weekday wagers daily at 2 p.m. I'm hosted by my man, DG. All right, gentlemen, we had history made yesterday at the Brickyard. I used to be a gigantic NASCAR fan. When I was at ESPN, I actually did NASCAR Today or NASCAR Tonight, whatever the hell the show is called, for a full season. Not so much anymore. So it begs the question to you guys. As Bubba Wallace becomes the first black driver in the history of Indianapolis Motor Speedway to win a major event there. And he drives for Denny Hamlin and the great Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has never been in attendance for one of his wins. The last one was 3 years ago. Yesterday, we got that phone call right afterwards with MJ on the other end, but that was the extent of it. So, DG, I got to ask you, is it history as big as it may have been when NASCAR was at its peak 20 years ago, or does it still say a lot right now? Is it a barrier breaker in your mind?
I think it is a barrier breaker for sure because you're talking about, creating, new, I guess, roads and forging your own path. Like Bubba Wallace is a very good, NASCAR racer, and he hasn't been given, I guess the top of the top. He's not been the top tier, but I think he's finally coming into his own. He's winning races and he's becoming a guy that's at the top. I get that NASCAR isn't what NASCAR is because it have the big names like Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, Jeff Gordon. There's a lot of guys that have moved on. But I still think that is a major sport within, especially, nationwide within America. And Bubba Wallace being a top guy in that sport is definitely a barrier breaking.
You have to have diversity, Charles, in any sport. It has to happen, especially when there's a lot of kids out there that may want to, play baseball, basketball, football. Maybe they want to drive cars. And so it's important to have faces that look different. For this one, Bubba Wallace has been a very outspoken driver over the years as well. Is this a big win in your mind?
Huge win. I remember when he won Talladega, that was massive. I remember when he won Kansas, that was big. But you can't even winning the Brickyard in Indy is just massive. So yeah, I'm sure there's some kids out there right now that are watching that on the wheel just based off that. If he can just get a couple, that's huge for the sport. So I think it's massive.
Yeah, I agree with that, Mikey P. Let me have you bring this conversation to a close, because Bubba Wallace is also a guy. I always look at it from marketability. And if you're NASCAR, you're not rooting for anybody publicly, but behind closed doors, this is absolutely something that you run with. You put him on every billboard. You put him on every advertisement as the Brickyard 400 winner, not as the first black driver to do something. And that's how you couple that, use that to your advantage. Do you agree or disagree?
I absolutely agree. You have to ride that momentum, right? And a lot of NASCAR events are, I don't know if everybody knows this, on Amazon Prime. You've got the perfect commercial right there, right? We're going into back to school season. Why not get Bubba Wallace doing let me get your Amazon packages to you quicker. Moms and dads, like there's so many easy ideas out there for them. They've got to run with it.
It's so funny that you bring up Amazon. If only we had a connection where we actually had a show that was on Amazon. Oh, wait. I'm actually watching it right now on my big screen next to me. Because as everybody knows, we weren't the ones that got the deal. We just benefited from it. We ran with Stadium, but I'm still, DG, going to be a YouTube killer at my core. At my core, big boy, I'm a YouTube killer. 1.9 million, 20,000 subscribers. This is what we do. Gentlemen, well done. Absolutely well done. But we need best bets. There's a lot of people that have lives. They have things to do. You can't sit around for a full hour every single day. We get that. So we need to start off with a winning day. So it's time to lock it in. All right, 10 seconds or less. Just one or two nuggets is all that I need. Mikey P, start us off. Where are we going?
I'm taking the Tampa Bay Rays first 5 over the New York Yankees at a plus 100 with no Aaron Judge. I think Coach and company could get a lead on the New York Yankees in 5 innings. And then give me Mitch Keller, who could be auditioning to get traded at 5 or more Ks against the San Francisco Giants at a minus 115.
By the way, right now in the American League, you want to talk about the Yankees? Boy, they are in free fall. 5.5 games back. Can they pick it up? That's the big question. All right, DG, talk to me.
Yeah, Coach might be on Walmart Wi-Fi, but we are not with these plays. We're going 2+ walks parlay at a plus 152. We're going Spencer Strider, who is just giving out free passes left and right. Old man Rich Hill. Both those guys paired up 2+ walks each as plus 152. And then this hitter in the game, Nick Kurtz for the A's, 1+ RBI at a plus 130. This dude is on fire. Go ahead and get it now before it moves.
All right, and two of our favorite words here at the Brand Day Soccer. Chuck, go.
You're going to Denmark, Midtjylland, Sondergeist, and with Midtjylland focused on the Europa League qualifiers, I'd like Sondergeist to get that early edge. First half team total over half a goal. They've actually scored 3 first half goals in their last 4 matches against Midtjylland. And then lastly, the auto play between these two, both teams to score in over 2.5 that is actually cashed in 5 straight and 6 of their last 7.
All righty, and our JTS play of the day, after I tell you, because I promised you, if you waited till the end of the show, there is the side hustle for Big Chuck. Scan that QR code. He does not just soccer, but every single sport. If you're looking for more, and you're looking for more action, Big Chuck has you covered. Big Chuck has you covered, just as we do at Just the Stats Sports. We love being partners with Mark and his crew over there. Mark, what is our JTS play of the day?
We're going with New York Liberty, Sabrina Ionescu to get over 4.5 rebounds, something she has done in 7 of the last 8 matchups when she's faced Dallas. We're going to pair that with Jackson Holliday of the Baltimore Orioles to get at least 1 hit today. He's done that in 14 of his last 17 games, and at home, he's done it in 7 of his last 8. Put them both together for a plus 130. Just the Stats Sports play of the day.
And there is the QR code that you can have every single day. I'm telling you right now, use our code BTT30. We're going to give you 30 days for free. There's always kind of tentpole moments during the year. Well, this is the time that you need to join JTS because you get 30 days for free. That'll take you until the end of August. And then the first day of the NFL season is September 4th. College is a week before that. So you need to get in, get your feet wet, get everything under your feet so you settled in at JTS. Real quick, gentlemen, tomorrow we are taking a look at the Detroit Lions that a lot of people, DG, think should have won the Super Bowl last year and just didn't play well at the right moments. Are you bullish on the Lions this year?
I am. I think that the Lions have everything. They're also going to get Aiden Hutchinson back at some point throughout the season. I really think that the Detroit Lions, and seeing that QB season 2, seeing what his wife was pissed off when they lost, I love that. Give me a spouse that just shows out for her man. I love that.
I just downloaded that on my Netflix to fly to Atlantic City and watch the whole way there. Mikey P, my only question is, will Mr. Campbell start acting like a head coach this year?
He's going to have to, because I don't know if you guys heard, but Ben Johnson is in Chicago. I don't care about it. Jared Goff's wife getting mad because they suck in the playoffs. Ben Johnson and the Bears, NFC North champs 2025. Book it.
You got to dial it back, Dan Campbell. Dial it back. Punt every now and then. Perhaps a field goal. I don't know. Gentlemen, well done today. Good Monday by you. Do not forget, later today, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, weekday wagers right here on the same YouTube channel. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window for my entire company. Damn it, do I love them all. My man Mikey P, DG, Big Chuck, Mark from JTS, and always my man, producer man behind the scenes, making the show look like $1 million. We grind for you so we can win with you. Subscribe, like, share. We got a full day of shows. Join us for all of them. This is Coaching Company, live as always on Stadium. Have a great day.